I have my next guest here in the vein of Read Aloud. Today is World Read Aloud Day. Danielle, who is the coordinator of the Children's Festival with Bocas Lit Fest. Good morning.
Good
no
morning.
stranger to the program.
Thanks very much for having us again.
And Mary Cuffey, who is a storyteller and all decked up and ready to read for us. Good morning. All right, so Danielle, I want to start with you. Bocas Lit Fest comes up very quickly this year. Let's find out what's happening for World Read Aloud Day.
Well, today we have many schools reading stories from our books.
Yes.
These schools, these stories are actually created by children in Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fabulous thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a result of a storytelling caravan, which we began in 2011. I don't want to bore you, but it's 9 years that we've been on the road.
That's wonderful.
From Scarborough to Cedras,
yes,
Mayaro, Toco, to name the peripheral. And what we'll be doing this year, we're going to Charlottesville as well. So we illustrate the stories that they make after the storytellers tell a story, and then we edit them, we publish them in the newspapers, the Express in particular.
Yeah.
And then we make them into a book, and like this.
Right. Okay, so we're going to come back and talk about what you're doing, but I know Mary's here to read for us. Mary, you're going to share some, what are you going to read from us today?
I'm going to read from one of the books, from one of the stories that the children created. So I'm just going to read a little part of the story, and then I'll pass it back to Daniel.
Right, okay.
Good. So this story is the Kobo who wanted to be beautiful. Once upon a time, there was a Kobo. He came from South America, and when he arrived in Trinidad and Tobago, he made many bird friends who had feathers of different colors. His feathers was all black, except for his neck, which was red. While his friends ate fruits and insects, he was a scavenger who preferred to eat the remains of dead animals. The brightly colored feathers of his new friends made him feel angry. He was envious of their finery. He was sad that they played with one another more than with him. And he was jealous because he was not like them. He felt ugly. He badly wanted to be beautiful like his friends with colorful feathers. So he tried to think about how he could be beautiful. One day, he figured it out. He went to the paint shop and bought paints in many colors. He was going to paint his feathers. He hoped that if he looked like his friends, he would be beautiful like him and they would play with him. And what colors he chose? He chose red and green and silver and gold, and he painted himself.
Aww. But you know what's beautiful? It's written by a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A group of children.
Yeah, a group of children.
A group of children.
Yes.
We run workshops. So it's fascinating to see how inventive children are, and we work with that to help them feel a lot of self-assurance and sense of community and love and self-respect and excitement.
Well, listen, you said something that I want to say to everyone out here based on what you just said. Children are people with clean pages of life. You are responsible for the energy you bring, meaning you out there, everyone else, you're responsible for the energy you bring into their space. Danielle Delon, director of the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest. You know, and that's so important.
Absolutely.
It's so important because you frame the lives of children, which is why you want to encourage them to read today on World Read Aloud Day and to get more involved in literature and creative writing and so on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because some children find writing and reading a safe space to be in. And some of our tiny ones are even creating their own little book clubs, so to speak, where they photocopy the illustrations and share the stories with friends.
Oh, wonderful. Nice. Tell us very quickly, what are the plans for this year, 2020?
For book reading or further on?
Further on. Yeah.
Well, further on, we have a storytelling caravan coming up.
Right.
I must say that Mary Cuffey, who is a bachelor and master's in tell me, in
literature.
What?
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Nice.
Mary came on to us as a volunteer of our storytelling caravan. So we'll be doing that in April also. We have Imagine New Worlds. Imagine New Worlds is our city hall, courtesy the mayor, where we have schools coming together. Then we have, and we do a wonderful show there that's educational but entertaining.
Yes.
And also we have classes and workshops, don't we? That you did a wonderful thing last year and you got invited to Tobago. Yes.
Wonderful.
After being part of the Bocas Caravan, yes.
Okay, so you're part of the caravan
Yeah,
as a
volunteer.
storyteller, volunteer
Yes.
storyteller
Yes.
throughout the year.
Yes.
But she began as a volunteer.
I began as a volunteer.
Yeah.
But are you going to tell them the rest of the story quickly?
Okay, but this is how the story ended.
But
This is
in
what-
between, it started raining. He went flying.
Well, we
all
just
over
have
the
a couple
place.
seconds.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we
so
have
let
to
me
go to the-
say
yeah.
how it's ended. The cobra spread his wings and left, and then realized that all the colors he had painted on his wings were gone. Suddenly, he felt ugly again. He started to cry, and all his friends gathered around him, comforting him. And they said, Kobo, you do not need to paint your wings. You were always beautiful. Come and join us for tea.
Wow.
So that's the message.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, ladies,
Thank
I
you.
just want to thank you, Danielle, the
Thank
director
you
of the
so
Children's Festival, Bocas Lit Fest, and Mary Coffey, storyteller. Thank you so much for coming on this World Read Aloud Day. Remember, pick up a book. I said, make your living rooms a little concert for reading this evening. You don't know, it might spark something in your child. We're taking a few messages as we go up to the top of the hour.